Hello from Nanook Lodge. Yep, we've got from a cookbook episode, one of my favorite things to do. Take a cookbook that the random number generator throws at me, pull something out of there, and then make it so I can show you how to do it or adapt what's in here. Today we've got Baking with Dorie by Dorie Greenspan. Wonderful baker. She's written I don't know how many cookbooks about baking. And we're going to make her strawberry pavlova today. A pavlova is a dessert that's delicious. It's crunchy and creamy and yummy all at the same time. It originated in Australia and New Zealand, and it was named after a Russian ballerina named Anna Pavlova. But we're going to make some meringue using egg whites and sugar, and it's really that simple. You just have to bake them and then let them dry in the oven, and then you can top them with just about anything. We got strawberries around here, so they're going to get fresh strawberries and some whipped cream. But I like using ice cream. You can use any kind of berry. In the winter, I've done sort of a black forest with some, frozen cherries and some chocolate. Use your imagination. It can become anything once you master the meringue part. You really don't need a whole lot to pull off the pavlova. We're going to make meringue with the egg whites, some sugar. You can't see it here, but it's a little bit of white vinegar. It's not going to taste vinegary at all. It's just some acid to help stabilize the egg whites. Some vanilla. Then we're going to take some more sugar, macerate these lovely strawberries, and then we'll make some whipped cream with some cream, sugar, and some vanilla. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So you really don't need to have much, and probably most of this you already have around your house. Here's our three sections. We've got our egg whites, sugar, vinegar, vanilla, sugar and strawberries, and we're simply going to cut the strawberries into halves or quarters and mix them with the sugar and let that macerate. We'll throw it back in the fridge. And then of course whipped cream. Simply cream, sugar, and vanilla. In Dorie's book, she has actually a separation of the sugar, a little bit of the granulated sugar with some powdered sugar. I'm not quite sure why, but I do know that when you make a meringue, if you go slowly when you add the sugar and give that a chance to dissolve in the egg white before whipping it really fast, the sugar will dissolve and you won't have any graininess. So I'm just going to use all granulated sugar for the simplicity of that. And so let's take everything from this section and go to the mixer and show you how to make meringue. So we're simply going to pour the egg whites in here. Those egg whites are at room temperature, and that's important because you'll get more volume. And then we're going to add the vinegar. And we'll just stir that slowly for a little while. Now the key here is to add the sugar just a little bit of it at a time. Doesn't need to get much. We just want to stir it in, let it get dissolved, stir a little more in, and then once all the sugar's in, we can start to whip it at a higher speed and really get those egg whites puffy. You really want to take these to stiff peaks. And as you can see, when I stop the mixer, the meringue starts shrunk down on itself. So it's not quite ready yet. Let's give it a check. Those stiff peaks are what we want. There you go. It's starting to hold its shape. Now we can scoop it onto the parchment paper. We've got our parchment paper lined tray. I'm just gonna scoop out 6 circles and make them relatively the same size and put a little dent in them. The beauty of meringue is if I baked them like this, this is how they would turn out. Funky little shape like that. So I'm gonna try and just make a little circle and push down in the middle just a little bit. Now, they'll go in the oven, they'll bake for an hour and a half, then we're going to shut the oven off, we'll open the door to let the steam out, and then we'll just let them finish for another couple hours and really just dry out and get nice and crunchy. Yeah, meringues take a little time, almost 4 hours in the oven to get them all nice and dried, so sometimes it gets a little dark. But I've got this beautiful pavlova. I've got the sweet cream, the crunchy sugar, the beautiful strawberries. Thanks to the inspiration from this cookbook, Baking with Dorie by Dorie Greenspan. Now you can master pavlova and serve it with all sorts of wonderful fruit. I love it with mango too. Thanks for tuning in to Cooking at Nan Nook Live.